Hello, Dasher. Sorry, I'm a little late. Wonderful technical difficulties. What else is new? It has been one of those crazy weeks. And of course, Lucky is deciding to check out and seeing what's going on over here. As you can see, I am still here and yeah, plans of getting out of the house and getting it ready for pictures didn't come through. Hey, Larissa's in the house. How you doing, sweetie? So this weekend we had my first ever garage sale in ages upon ages. Um Basically everything that we're talking, everything in the kitchen sink went out. Hey, Graham, how are you? Yay! You're eating Australia from down under. Graham's in the house. How's it going? So this week was basically tearing my house apart, deciding what I'm keeping, what I'm using, and what I'm need to declutter. You have to excuse me for a minute there. Lucky, what are you doing, honey? What are you doing? You all right? I think he ate his dinner too fast. You got it, buddy? Okay. Hey, Doug. Early for a change. Cold and snowing. No, I'm all set with the snow. Where you? No, I'm all set with the snow. No, thank you. I mean, it was 68. It was nice. It was, around 70 today. It was sunny and then it turned cloudy. But for the most part, it's been actually pretty good. So I've been tearing apart each room and decluttering. And oh my goodness, like we had my first ever garage sale in years. I had a nice all wood dresser, sold it for $5. Just go. Just get rid of it. I had a futon, $25. Go ahead. How much for this? Oh, $2, $3. I didn't even care. Just go ahead, take it. I mean, I ended up making I think we ended with like $190, but I got rid of so much stuff. It was so nice. Plates and dishes I had so many of. I mean, I think I only have 4 left of the plates. I'm like, yes, just go. Means I don't have to deal with them. Hot and extremely smoky here. Well, smoky as in forest fires. Please be careful. I know what a job that is. I'm not kidding you. To get ready for, but it's funny because it was just like my sister helped, so she watched all the stuff that was out on the lawn, and I put a dresser. We put like an exercise bike, and all these big items and stuff. And then I'm just putting out stuff. Just kept putting out stuff all day. Okay, this needs to go. This needs to go. This needs to go. By the time everything was said and done, I think we had only 3 medium-sized boxes of stuff for the next sale. I'm going to hold another sale in like 2 weeks. But I have so much stuff in the shed. You never realize how much stuff you have until you actually have to downsize. Like, get rid of it. There's no reason. I haven't used it in 6 months. It's got to go. So, but not only am I dealing with all of my possessions, but I'm dealing with my mother and father's possessions that for 52 years. Or 55 years. So I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, it's taking a little longer than expected. And so I'm not going to have my house pictures for another 2 more weeks. So I am literally, but the best part is now I'm also Making sure I have what I need for the van because I'm going to be living in the van full time after this. So I'm moving everything out of the van and then scrubbing it down and saying, okay, how can I organize this for full time living? So it's kind of a good thing. Let's see what we got here. Hey, hi, Carol. How are you? Forest fires here in Canada this past summer. Oh no. That's right. Australia is in their end of summer into fall, and we're spring into summer. So they're summer into fall right now. Please be careful, Graham. Yeah. So needless to say, having to go through each individual room and literally take everything out, like everything. And then I have to clean it. I have to stage it. I have to do this. I'm thinking, man, there's a lot to do by yourself. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then you're coming across things that you're like, do I really need this? I haven't used it in 6 months. Okay, it's got to go. I decided I cleaned out the shed and said anything that I'm keeping, instead of renting a storage unit, anything that I am keeping, I'm going to leave in the shed. So when they start showing people or whatever, I have a picture that I took when it was completely empty, and they can use that for pictures. And then everything that I'm keeping, I'm just going to lock it up in the shed. And when the house sells, then I'll come and get everything in one fell swoop. Because you still got to leave a dining room table. You still got to leave, half my couch is going to be left, along with, my end table and, so on and so forth. But I'm not going to have all the beds, all that stuff. That's all got to go. But yeah, so it is amazing how much stuff that you accumulate, though. And I said, the golden rule for me, for cleaning, for getting rid of things, have I used it in the past 6 months? If the answer is no, and it's not a sentimental value, meaning it's something from my mom or something from my childhood, it's gone. I have books. They're collector items. That's different. But for the most part, anything else, I haven't used it in 6 months. It's gone. I mean, has anyone had any kind of motto for them? I mean, I say 6 months, but what do you all think? Is that too short? Or if you haven't used it in a year? Hey, Pam. Pam showed up. Carol's here. What's your target date to get everything ready? I hope to be out of this house in 2 weeks. And I will be living in my driveway with the van. Yeah, in 2 weeks. So I have 2 weeks, and I've gotten the garage, the shed, the kitchen, the living room. I mean, I only have really the 3 bedrooms left of going through. But then once that is done, I have to make minor repairs, do a new paint, new paint job, cleaning up things to make sure that it looks like brand new again, because I've lived in it for 5 years, guys, got dogs. So I have to get rid of all the dog hair, really do the scrub down. And then also in the meantime, also getting Fuzzy ready to live in it full time. Like I'm going to get a 700-watt microwave. Yeah. I'm like, reheat my leftovers. Yes. That's got to be a priority for me. Because I do leftovers, I haven't mastered the art of cooking for one. So I end up usually cooking for 2 and have leftovers. So I have lunch for the next day. Well, But what do you guys think? And I think, I told my realtor, hey, sorry, just not going to make it. It's not going to happen. My sister's house will go, they're getting their pictures taken on Monday, and they will be on the market shortly thereafter. But I, from my garage sale, I've actually had a couple people interested when we told them, yes, the house will be on the market shortly. There's a few people that, oh, really? Oh, really? How much are you asking for it? And so I was quite a little shocked that people were like, because it's a good area where I'm at. So I think they're trying to get it before it goes on market, and that would be kind of nice. So we'll see. Hey, Brenda, how are you? Brenda's in the house. Carol's saying hello to everyone. Yeah, I just came on shortly though. I mean, as you can tell, I've literally been, yesterday was the garage sale, and believe me, it was, oh, how much you want for this? I think it was an Echo Dot. Oh, $5. Or Echo Show. Okay, or the big tall Echo, Alexa Echo, and I'm like, okay, $10. I'm like, oh, hey, here's this. Oh, $3.
Sorry,
$2.
I didn't get that.
Oh, see?
The internet isn't reachable.
Oh, thanks. So lo and behold, I had all these stuff new in boxes, and everything is $2, $1, $3. Here you go. And I got rid of a lot of stuff. And I said, well, I did a batch before, but I took it to Goodwill for the tax donation. So I figured, even if I just make a few bucks, it's great for me. I don't care, just get it out. Sold a dresser for $10. All wood, everything else, go. So it has been like crazy when you're going through each of the rooms. You don't realize how much stuff that you have and how much that you could really get rid of. And so I came up with a way that I'm like, okay, the three piles, the infamous three piles, the keep, which you want to keep it as bare minimum as you can, the maybes, or the let's take a second look at it later, and then the gotta go. you know so the ones are the definites, the one is the maybe, and the one is you got to go. So, and of course the bigger pile is the gotta go, the medium pile, the maybe pile is and then definitely a few things. If I haven't used it in 6 months and I don't, that means I really don't need it. So therefore, that's if I really want to keep it or something, maybe I'll go in the maybe pile. But if I don't really want it goes into the gone pile. So the three things that I have again would be keep, maybe, and gone. So I think that's a good way to do it. Anybody else have any tips and tricks of downsizing? Because I am like, okay, this is what I came up with. So each room that I actually don't take anything out of the room until I separate them into the piles and go, okay, if I know for sure it's gone, it goes into a box that's either going to be the garage sale or Goodwill. So it's in the one box for that, the maybe pile box, and then the keep box. So let's see. Hi, Liz. Graham, we haven't seen many fires this summer, but the government still hasn't learned their lesson of doing the burn-offs in the winter. Yeah, to mitigate the super hot wildfires in summer. Monies are allocated, but approvals. Ugh, that stinks. It's that they have the money allocated, but they just don't want to spend the money during the winter. And you're right. That's the best time to do it, because if you have the burn, even before the first snow, you can actually get it burned. Wow. Brenda saying hello to everyone. But that is funny how people, how government does kind of like allocate that. But so wait a minute. Yeah, if they so they approve a burn in the winter. How do they do that with the snow though? Or do they do it before or after the snow? Well, after the snow, the ground would be too wet to do a burn. Or maybe do it during fall. Have controlled burns, maybe. Hey, Van Gal. I'm in the same situation trying to figure out what to Goodwill, give it away or throw away. Yep, exactly. So it I'm trying I said to myself, okay, look, I will hold the garage sale and whatever doesn't sell and I'm ready, it's the 2 weeks are up and everything else. I'm taking it over to, well, Angelica's a local homeless shelter for women that helps kind of fund that. So I will take it to that. I'll take some to that and some to Goodwill because Goodwill actually gives me a tax write-off for it. So, but I think you can only claim a certain amount of deductions for charitable contributions. So I want to find out whatever the maximum is of that. And then the rest of it I will give to Angelica's because it's a local women's homeless shelter. So it helps to fund, to fund that. So I want to do that because, it's just right. It's local. I know where the money's going. It's amazing how much stuff, and let's not even talk about, and I have, a video that I'm actually editing right now for Monday regarding the emotional stresses that one feels from going from a sure thing, a house, completely, I've got all my amenities, my shower, my water, my toilet, and I'm moving right into a van full time. And the whole intrepidation of, wow, there is no other backup plan. This is it. And yes, I can do it part-time, but I always knew I had a place to go to. And after 2 weeks, I won't. So it is scary, to have the kind of mindset to say, okay, and taking that first jump or that first leap is very, very scary. I mean, even for me, I was part-time, but I always knew I could stay 1, 2, 3 months, no problem. But this could be full time, So granted, in that time, I will have a garage, which will end up being home base eventually. But when I leave in 2 weeks, that's it. I'm done. I don't have those conveniences anymore. So yeah, it's scary. No one's game enough to give approval. Oh. Van Gail saying hi. I'm so tired of seeing this stuff. No time to garage. I like going to them, not running them. You know what is funny though? Because Deb helped me out, of course. And I said, Deb, here's the deal. I know what needs to go out. I know what needs, what can go and everything else. So you just sit here. Somebody comes up and says, how much for this? $2, $3, $5, $10, whatever. I don't care. Just get it out. Don't care what the price is. Obviously I put the price on the brand new Echoes and Dots and stuff because those were brand new in the box, brand new in the package. But as far as all the other stuff, whatever. I said I gave her free reign for that. And all day, I just kept bringing stuff out. And by the time I came back, a lot more stuff was gone. And I kept bringing stuff out and bringing stuff out. And I'm like, yes, all the stuff that went out, and I only had, 2 or 3 boxes left of what was on the table. And I'm like, yes, all my big pieces. I had a water cooler. I had an exercise bike. I had uh, a dresser. I had a futon. I had, oh my goodness, I couldn't even begin. I had a shoe rack. I had this and that and the other thing. Oh my God. So much stuff that I'll never use in a million years. So off it went. How much for the shoe rack? $2. I took that in a hurry. Oh, good deal for us. Oh yeah, you bet. Good deal for me because it's out of here, and I get a little, $2 or $3. It all adds up. All that stuff. I had my dishes, and stuff like that. The whole lot for $2. Okay. I mean, granted, I made what, $193. I didn't make a lot. Okay. But I wasn't in it to make a lot. Some people could use it and get a good deal. I'm okay with that. And I didn't have to haul it somewhere. They took it. Yes. So to me, it was a win-win, but you gotta have 2 people. One person to actually do, like I said, when it started, it was just, I kept pouring stuff out, taking stuff out of the house, bringing it out to the driveway. And from the driveway, it got sold and out the door. Yes. And whatever's left, I will deal with that. That just is a lot better to deal with it. But one person to stay to make sure, the stuff is there, and somebody's there to watch, hang or whatever, do prices. So yeah, it is a pain in the butt, but I had no tags. I had nothing. You know what I had? I had a garage sale sticker right on the corner that had an arrow that way on the busy street that's up by me. And from that, people may elect to go, because they go down my street on one of my sides of my house really quick. And it's kind of like a thoroughfare to cut the light. So, that sounds good. And we had so much traffic because of that. Just a sign with an arrow. That's it. That's all I did special. I didn't do price tags and all that. No, I don't have time for that. So it was nice. I had so much stuff. Yes, it is a pain in the butt, but also it helps me to get room. So I can know exactly how much I'm keeping and how much I am, because I don't want to keep much furniture. I don't want to keep much of, pots, pans, dishes. They all went, because I won't, I don't need them. If I haven't used it in 6 months, I think I have 3 pots, 3 pans, and 2 bowls, 2 mixing bowls, and a hand mixer. That's it. I have, of course, a very minimal, I have a cutting board that you all have seen in my van. I use that in my house. So all of those are my utensils. That's the only one I need, and a can opener. That's it. That's all I really use. So all of my mother was a cooker. So she had every kitchen gadget there was under the moon. Bread makers and things. Like, I'll never use that stuff. Are you kidding me? So, yeah. It's a lot. Annie and Spence. It's Annie with Spence. How are you, Annie? So, yeah. Any tips you guys have done? I mean, I have probably moved a lot, but I haven't moved into a small area. I know if the house sells before the garage is built, I will have to move everything that is in the shed into a storage unit, until Dasherville's garage is there. Now, it'll take me a while to get the house done, but I can use it to store my stuff in while I'm building out. So, but if the house sells before, which lately the houses around my area have been priced pretty high. So they're selling pretty high. So this is a, desirable neighborhood, as I said. So I'm kind of crossing the fingers on that. My house will probably sell before my sister's. And so that'll be interesting. But she will have hers on the market about 2 weeks before me. And hopefully, I think we closed in less than 30 days. So, yeah, this should be good. Yep, we don't need much more in a van. I have to tell myself that. And you find that there's a lot of double uses for stuff. If it has a dual purpose, and I can use it in the van, it stays. If it only has one purpose, well, does it really need to be in the van? Is pretty much my thinking. Because I really don't have that much space. And space is the premium. I mean, to be comfortable, there are nooks and crannies, and believe you me, I even made a whole shelf above my bed so I could actually use all of that storage space up on top, because I mean, lo and behold, you got to think about what what you're going to be doing. So if this is full time, then I'll be darned if I'm going to, not use every little nook and cranny of that van. I can't put cabinets above. I can't put anything like that, the way that my rig is. So I have to be creative, and that's fine. I got no problem with that. I bought the van because it was enough for me and my two puppers, and I don't need anything big. So it helps me. The best part of having a garage is that I can switch out for each trip. I still can continue to do that as I have been doing. So if I know I'm going out for 3 months and I know I'm going to go, to Quartzsite, I know what I need for Quartzsite. So if I'm, up in the Midwest, I know what I'm going to need for the Midwest. I know what I'm going to need for the East Coast. So those things are, it's kind of nice, but being minimal, like one box is strictly for winter stuff and one box for summer, you know, which I use spring, summer, and fall are the same clothes. So just one has a hoodie in it, a couple of hoodies in the summer one, because summers are, but winters is so puffed up because it's, you got thicker clothes. But I try to keep it to one box of clothes for winter, one box of clothes for spring, summer, and fall. That way I know if I go over that, do I really need all that? Probably not. I literally only have 4 pairs of shoes. I have my hiking shoes, my tennis shoes, my UGG slippers. They're like UGG slippers, and my flip-flops. That's it. I don't have heels. I don't have flats. Really, I don't. When am I ever going to go to some kind of fancy dancy restaurant? No, I'm all set. I don't need them. Don't use them. Oh, I forgot. 5 shower shoes. I got shower shoes because when you're showering in a public shower, always got to wear your shower shoes. So, sorry. 5 pairs of shoes. Keeping it small into what you need is what is key. I'm well and happy about the 1 o'clock change. Yay for more daylight. I'm agreeing with you on that. And it was so funny because I looked over and I said, I didn't change my clock. It's not, it's not 10 to 6, it's 10 to 7. I'm like, ah. So, and then of course, when you're trying to get on real quick and everything else, you don't realize that, you forgot a few steps. So that's why I'm a little late. Any news on the PMC? Actually, I have 2 people that are very, very interested. They are actually talking to Wells Fargo, who is the person who has the loan, who I have the loan for. And if they get approved, they want to assume the loan under theirs and pay off my thing. So we'll see. We got a couple of people that are interested in doing it, but holding my breath. We'll see. But I had a few people actually come by during the garage sale. Because the car is always in the garage, so I don't have to worry about that. It's always parked inside the garage. It's never on the street, which is a good thing. But they did come because I had a for sale sign during the garage sale, and that's how they ended up wanting to talk to Wells Fargo. Hey, Nora, how are you? Nora's in the house. Lori's in the house. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. It is crazy. So I'm not losing my mind, but I got to tell you, going through all the stuff, I mean, literally ripping my house apart is not even funny. It's crazy because I started from my garage and literally from my garage went in and just completely took everything out. So it's just bare minimum all the way up to my 3 bedrooms that I have. And these are my last 3 rooms. And nothing's in the attic, nothing's in the garage, the kitchen, the living room, dining room, the 1 bathroom. So then once everything gets cleared out, then it's a major clean. So I have to majorly clean the baseboards, everything, my blinds, the, ceiling fans and all that stuff. Everything has to get cleaned. And then I have to paint because, it's been 5 years. It needs a good fresh coat of paint. And then ready for pictures. And then that pretty much is it. I might have to go to a Goodwill or something and buy some nice picture frames to put up for staging. But they can have it right back. So it has been crazy. Keeping my fingers crossed. It'll be a great camper for a lucky someone. It is. The person that's actually looking at it, and that I probably will, they actually own a dealership like down the street from me. And they took a look at it and they're like, "Oh, this is perfect. This is utterly fantastic. Only 35,000 miles on it, yada, yada, yada." And he just was like drooling and took videos of it, the whole 9 yards. And went great. His son, I guess, wants to do the whole camper van thing and, van life. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's a good way to go. So, yeah, it'll be a very good camper for somebody, but it's when I have a coming up for the beater, what's that sells, then I can go over there. You did a great job. So far, so good. It's been crazy. I'm not gonna lie. And then seeing some things and then you just start crying because you just remember things. And downsizing is very emotional in the fact that you find things that you forgot about. I never want to say that you didn't want to see it again or whatever, but pretty much that you forgot about. And it gets hard. It's not only just physical because you're going through everything, but it's also the emotional because you come up upon things that remind you, like for me, remind me of my mom and remind me, because she lived with me for at least 2, 3 years. So it's kind of hard because you come across those things, this is mom's and this is mom's. And do I really need it? No. And I have to let it go. So yeah, it's heartbreaking, stressful, excitement. Don't get me wrong. I am excited to be full-time in the van. Like excited to be full-time in the man, but I'm scared really a lot. And the emotion gamut is like this. It's just crazy. But it's got to be, change is always going to be one thing that people have a hard time with, myself included. But change, I know, is a good thing for me. And so I know I will have a roof over my head. I have a way to take care of my basic needs and have my dogs with me. And honestly, that's all I really need. There's Carol saying hi to everybody. Lori saying hello to everybody. Love it, love it. It's the family's in the house. The family. Gotta love it. See, I like talking on a Sunday night, y'all. Each time I go through stuff to get rid of, I always emotional. Yeah, it is. It is. And you never really get yourself into that kind of mindset, and it's, you should, from experience and everything else, knowing that I've moved several times before, but it was always my stuff. So now that I'm dealing with my mother's stuff and family stuff and knowing that they're not here anymore, and finding things from my brother that I never knew my mother kept, and things like that. And it's just kind of like, wow. Yeah, it is definitely an emotional roller coaster. I do have to agree with you on that. I need to downsize before I retire. Just thinking about it is so overwhelming. Just seeing photos it takes me down a rabbit hole. And it is. And you never really, like I said, you never really think about that until you start doing it. And then you just like, oh my gosh, you get sidetracked, you get sidebarred, and you have to stay on point. I learned a trick. When I start to do that, I will put that in a corner for a look at me emotionally later. So I have my 3 boxes, right? My yes, keep, my maybe, and my go, go, go. So my 4th box is like more emotional later. Like, do I want to keep it or do I want to whatever? That my emotional later. I call it my emotional later. So, because otherwise, you're right. You end up getting something and then you start looking at it, and next thing you know, 3 hours have passed. So I put that in the emotional later. So once you're done for the day, come back to your emotional later box, and then, okay, why did I have to stop? Why did I put this here? And then you can take that time on your time, not on the time that you need to get things done. So it's kind of like organizational tips. As much as crazy as it sounds, but yes, I totally agree with you. Plenty of memories. Exactly. And you don't realize how much it is until you start cleaning it out. Like literally corner to corner, nothing in there. And it's like, oh, wow. Put an emotional later box. I'm going to tell you. It saved me so many times when I came across something that I just put it into the box. I'll look at it later and kept going to the next thing. So it didn't break my steam or my momentum when I'm packing up things, because when you lose that steam, you're done for the day. You're done. It's over with. Because no matter what you do and you look at that emotional stuff, you're done. I don't want to do that. So I stop it, put it in the emotional box, and then I just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. When I'm done for the day, I'll take that emotional later box and then I'll go through it. Trust me, it's a tip. It'll help. Tim, hey, my brother from another mother. Fashionably late as always. What's for dinner? What's for dinner? No, see, well, bang. Tim, Carol, everybody saying hey. What idea? Great idea. Put an emotional later box so you don't get exactly. Yep, totally agree. Emotional later. I'll call it the EL box. Emotional later. You lose your momentum every time. Every time you come across that. It works for me big time. You got your 3 boxes. You're separating. You're going. You're going. You get to something. You're like, oh, oh, oh. You just broke your whole. Nope. Emotional later box. Okay, that's later. Go and keep going. Just keep going because before you know it, 2 hours, 3 hours pass. You're done with the room. Yay! And then you can take your emotional later box. I always say, okay, do a 1 room a day, do the 4 boxes, and then your emotional later deal with it the night, when it's done for the day. Works like a charm. I've gotten through so many rooms by doing that because if I didn't, I'd still be stuck. Still be stuck. Great idea. Thank you. Thumbs up. I think I'm going to put that in the video. Because I do have my 4 boxes, a shot of my 4 boxes, y'all. Oh, and usually I have to change out the gotta go box twice. Because it gets filled up twice. So then that goes into the garage for the next garage sale. And then whatever doesn't sell, then gets put back into the box to either Goodwill or Angelic's first, and then some to Goodwill. Have a good evening, everyone. I have to head out. Please be safe, Carol. Thank you very much for showing up. Thank you. Thank you. I was busy with the garage sale yesterday. That's why I wasn't on the live yesterday. I was so busy. But I will watch the replay. Today has been like clearing out everything in their mother. Everybody saying hello. Tim, my brother from another mother. See you later. Hi, Nora. So, anyways, yes, thank you. I filmed a whole bunch of things regarding the garage sale, the getting rid of everything, and lo and behold, from the garage sale, I went to go transfer because I'm still learning the new camera, guys. Went to go transfer it and lost it off the damn thing. No pictures of the garage sale. Oh my God. Or no videos. I'm like, oh, great. This kind of stinks. So I will have to make something up. But I am editing that story to go out tomorrow because it is an emotional roller coaster. And if you're not really prepared for it and have some strategies really to do with it, you really should know when you downsize or when you go, it is you're going to get the whole gamut from being excited to being happy to being scared to being, everything under the moon. And it is going to be that ride. But if you plan for it, it's really going to be worth your time to maximize the time you have to get things done. So it took me a while to get into a groove. So I'm more or less giving you all the tips and the tricks of how to downsize because everybody can say, yeah, I downsize. But yeah, you don't understand the amount of steps that you have to take in order to get that done. So the video I have out tomorrow, like I said, I'm editing it tonight of what you should do, tips and tricks to downsizing where it won't take emotional and physical stress on your body at the same time. So that is pretty much it, you guys. This week, again, is going to be completely finishing up the house and getting everything Oh boy. Getting the house ready for staging. That is the next step. And then the photographs, the photographer will come over to take photographs for my realtor and we'll get it on the market. Once that happens, technically I can still live in the house until the house sells and then move into the van. But I think I will try to get my body used to being in the van earlier. So maybe come back for a shower, but pretty much stay in my driveway for the night and get myself acclimated to van life. Yay! It should be good. Hey, Donna Flynn. Hey, Donna, how are you? Coming in as we're signing off. Thanks everyone for joining me this week. I do appreciate all you my family coming together for my weekly chat there. Yep, again, made some changes, starting a Facebook group for my dashers. I am applying for the Amazon influencer program, so I have some videos coming out for that. I'm trying to get my Amazon store up. I've been approved to the Amazon influencer. I have to submit my 3 videos to get monetized. Yay. And so I am slowly getting everything situated on YouTube. I'll also get my description up. So you guys will have all the information on that as well. So those are what's coming up. Woo! Small changes as we come through. So let's see. Everybody love, love, love. Full-time, yay, full-time van life. No more part-time, full-time. Gotta go. Blessings, everyone. Yes, we are signing off as we are. If you can do it. Yeah, it'll be a trip. Hello and goodbye from Colorado. But everyone, please, if you are a content creator, please put a big OC there for everyone that comes and watch the replay so they know to subscribe to your channel. If you're my moderator, please drop your links so everyone can just click on it. But if you don't have a link on it and just have a C, go ahead and click on their picture, say go to channel, and you can subscribe to them that way. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me this week. Next week, good. We'll see what happens this week. Maybe I'll actually get to show you some pictures of what my house looks like, all nicey. Who knows? I got 2 weeks, but we'll see. Hopefully I can get it done next week, crossing the fingers. But there's a lot of little things that need to be fixed up, and so we might be able to get that done. Everyone, please have a wonderful and safe week this week. Love you all, my family. My dashes are my dashes. Much love, respect, and let me tell you, stop dreaming it and start living it. Have a good week, y'all. Stay safe. Bye.